Hello, friends, and welcome to our video to talk to you about the Boston Public Schools STEM Week Citywide Challenge. My name is Beth Maluski, and I'm the Executive Director of STEM. I am part of the Academics Department, and we sit in Academics and Professional Learning, also known as APL. And our STEM department includes the Science Department, the Math Department, and all of our STEM folks. And I will turn it over to my colleague, Joe Rosenbaum.
Hey everyone, I'm Joe. I'm over at the local United Way and the director of our BoSTEM initiative, which is focused on getting as many cool and awesome STEM opportunities out to our Boston Public Schools students, and a proud partner of Boston Public Schools and the STEM department. So for STEM Week, our citywide challenge, we're all focused around answering this central, essential question, which is how do we improve the health of our city using science, technology, engineering, arts, and math?
And so to kind of kick us off and get us in the mind frame of this work, here's a quote from Marjorie Carter: "Environmental justice, for those of you who may not be familiar with the term, goes something like this: no community should be saddled with more environmental burdens and less environmental benefits than any other." And so, as you can guess, we do have a theme around environmental justice for STEM Week.
So here's our challenge for you and your students, is we really want you thinking through what are some of the issues presented in the communities, where you're residing and where your students live, and creating some sort of proposal, an awareness campaign, or designing some solution to answer our essential question of how do we improve the health of our city using STEAM and skills in STEAM.
So within that essential question, we have subtopics that either a classroom can choose to explore, groups of students, or if students want to work independently, they can. And so those subtopics within there are the environment, transportation and public transportation, which is a great focus for Boston, food security, affordable housing, and also parks and recreation. So these subtopics are broken down so that students can have a more focused topic with that essential question.
So this is how generally the week is going to look. We're going to get into more details about what we're going to do a little bit later. But on the first day, on Monday, you're going to introduce the challenge. On Tuesday, you're going to have students work to define the problem that you're looking at. On Wednesday, you're going to start to brainstorm and think about solutions. On Thursday, you're going to have students prototype the solutions that they've been talking about. And then on Friday, everyone presents their solutions and celebrates what they've come up with. And this all culminates in an optional thing if you want to. We are partnering with the College and Career Fair during Saturday. And so you're more than welcome to have students sign up and come and talk about what they worked on over the course of the week and their solutions with the rest of the community. It'd be great to see your students there.
So if you're following this, it's following the engineering design process. And so in order to get through that, we have some resources available for teachers. One that we're going to be going into more detail on is the actual teacher guide, which includes the scope and sequence and materials that we're recommending. We have some technology that will be available through the BPS district-wide K-12 lending library, such as Pocket Labs. Those are probes that can be used to determine air quality, soil quality, to look at the heat, microbits, which are connected to coating maker materials, so materials just to make some sort of or glue or construction paper pops. Have many K-6 read aloud books that classroom teachers can take out. We also have some resources that are available to everybody, regardless. Which one is the Defined Learning Platform. And this is something that is accessible through Clever. It is a platform that connects to STEM careers. And the careers are attached to project-based learning tasks. So students are thinking like that professional in that career. We have Tinkercad, where students can go on and build some sort of 3D dimensional object. And eventually it could be connected to a 3D printer and printed out. Miracus, Globe Observer, both of those are platforms and ways to actually take a look in a more intense view of particular locations around the country. And then we also have a lesson that introduces folks to the design thinking process. And that is a PowerPoint, which will be linked in here and linked into the teacher guide. So what I want to go over with you right now is our teacher guide. And it looks like this. This is a Google document with a bunch of really great links in here. The first page walks you through kind of a welcome letter and introducing you to the Citywide Challenge. It also has a suggestion of having you start with your students around a TED Talk on how kids can help design cities. It's a great way to get your kids interested and excited about our theme. You also have mine and Joe's contact information down here as well. And then we get into the actual scopes of the work. So I want to walk you through what one of the scopes looks like. We're going to take a look at the grade 3 to 5 scope. And so what it looks like is this. And so it provides you with an introduction and also where you can send pictures for STEM Week of your students doing the work. We want to share it. We want to put things out there and make a big deal about our kids and the work we're doing. You'll also notice that within this welcome is a piece around some recommended lending library materials for this age group. Depending on how comfortable you are, there is, so for grades 3 to 5, we're recommending that you take out some read aloud books, unless you already have some of the books within here. Pocket Lab probes, Microbits, Makeys, Maker materials, or 3D printers. All of the recommended materials are grade appropriate. So they are not all the same for each grade band. And then what you'll see is that we've broken it down similar to the calendar for the week based on each date. And so we have the objectives, the materials that you'll need, and then the breakup. So this is broken down for you seeing kids for 1.5 hours and dedicating that a day or an hour a day to STEM Week. So it's not an all day, all week piece. So in grades 3 to 5, we're recommending to start with the read aloud Wingari's Trees a Piece. There's also links you'll see within here of video formats. So if you don't have the book and you want to do a read aloud with children, however, we really recommend that you actually read it together and get the physical book. You also will see guiding questions for the readings and then guiding questions for brainstorms and for some of the individual work that students would be doing. Each STEM Week Monday for each grade band will have a series of introductory videos for students, which will include something from our current superintendent and the current office of the mayor. And so you'll notice that each day is broken down the same exact way as far as including links, vocabulary to review, questions, and the activities. It's broken down also by subtopic. So depending upon what your class chooses, or student groups or individual groups, we have recommendations for those subtopics. So you can see that they don't even get into subtopics until day 2. So you'll see that there's recommended books for each subtopic as well as some videos that kids could be watching at stations, especially if you have multiple subtopics per classroom. And then it continues in the same format as you go through, with Friday being your celebration and your way for kids to present their solutions within STEM week. There's also some supports that if you are a specialist, what you can do as a specialist, a science specialist, an art specialist, in supporting STEM week as well. If you have any questions about any of these resources, please feel free to reach out to us. So you've seen how the week looks from a teacher perspective and the resources as far as instruction's concerned. How do you actually get materials to make this happen and to make this a hands-on experience for your kids? This year, we'll be launching the BPS K-12 Lending Library on September 30th. The Lending Library is located currently at the Irving on 60 Hawthorne Street, and you can check out materials and equipment for a period of time through the platform MyTurn. MyTurn is accessible through Clever, and the materials on MyTurn will be labeled as STEM Week. So you can filter through the platform and look for STEM Week materials that you can check out. If you want some more detailed directions on how to access MyTurn, there's a link on the PowerPoint that provides you with a little video instructions for how to access that.
So what's next? Well, first, definitely take a look through the scope and sequence, get familiar, check out some of the links, listen and read some of the materials. Make sure starting September 30th, get onto MyTurn, lend out some of the things that you're going to want to use during STEM week. Then start prepping for STEM week and teaching the week-long Citywide challenge. Test it out at home, see how it goes, and then definitely reach out to myself and Beth. Again, we will share our emails with you if you have any questions, if a link isn't working, if you're having trouble accessing MyTurn, whatever it is, let us know. And please check out the description at the bottom of this video. We will include hopefully everything you need, including this PowerPoint, the welcome letter that we have that has access to all the resources, the instructions for MyTurn, hopefully anything you need. And again, if there's something missing, let us know. We'll stick it in the description. So thank you, everyone. We're super excited to see what you and your kids come up with, and hope to see you during the week or at the STEM fair at the end of the week.